Here we go. All right, I love Rivet. Welcome to the 230th episode of the World Blockchain Roundtable. Our hosts for today are Zach and Andrew from Legacy Right Podcast and from some other podcast stuff. So welcome. I am up in the middle center there, somewhere in the old world. Satoshi Sean, somewhere down in the land where they breed red heifers, right? And then, of course, Greg from Rivet, who is here as well. And then I'm Joe. And let's see here. What do we want to say? Quick update on the layer ownership tokens for last week's episode, which was Silver Linings. Hopefully you guys had fun on that. I was not there. I probably could have used some silver lining. I need more of that, but I really wanted to be there, but I couldn't. But every host from last week received 66 lot. Every topic contributor, let's see what to say, 27 lot. Last week's theme was nominated by Distant. Is that correct? Who will receive 27 lot on top of it. So Distant has fallen off. He hasn't been on for a while. He's probably he probably was really high in the ranking early on.
Oh yeah, I was tracking.
Oh yeah,
I've always tracked it because I'm a greedy SOB when it comes to those lot tokens.
We need to get him back on at some point. Maybe we can start having it on Saturdays or something. Anyway, ownership tokens, passive income, perpetual, free edits, and governance votes, which is the most important thing. So, and speaking of which, there is a theme suggestion post, which is here. So if you go to the World Blockchain Roundtable layer and you find the November theme suggestions post, it'll always have a GIF, and there are some rules here, of course. And the top 5, is that correct? Are there 5 weeks, 5 Thursdays in November? Must be.
We'll probably have to film one of them like on a Wednesday or something because of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have it on.
I think we should choose mine and have it on the Wednesday.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
Yeah, I got a lot of themes in there. All right.
You just go in here and make a reply, and the ones that get voted up will get posted for choice for November. So a blockchain themed Thanksgiving feast where all panelists must bring food that represents their favorite crypto.
Dude, what if we did a live stream where we all got together for a Thanksgiving meal?
We could. That would be fun.
So awesome.
Yeah, we should do that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, World Blockchain Roundtable Thanksgiving special Friendsgiving would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Friendsgiving. Right on. Right on. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have? William says a blockchain DAO became a cabinet position at the White House. The DAO could actually represent the people. That's actually cool. I love it. Who are all these bots behind the orange guy too?
They're aliens.
That is such an interesting idea because
I know, right?
You could even have a DAO that made blockchains that handled entire regulatory functions, such that there was no person, just a dumb chatbot interface to your blockchain system.
Or what if it was based off of like blockchain polls and voting, and as they went around the table, well, the people this week believe that this is the number one topic, and they believe this, and this, and that was it.
Right. So rather than have a person deciding, you have people proposing notes and comments, and the notes and comments actually govern regulatory behavior.
And they bubble up just like Din.social, where it's incentivized behavior. Right. These ideas and topics bubble up, just like this World Blockchain Roundtable, first DAO show in the world.
Yeah. Well,
it's a cool idea for a theme.
Imagine if you were to assign a token to every citizen, right?
Yes.
And you know that, and the fact that you would know this, and I'd be happy even if it was a, I don't even want you to say like an experimental cabinet position where it had no authority, didn't, you know, it would just more than anything as a way,
like a shadow, like a sim.
Yeah. And then it would be a way for us to show that it's possible and for people to gain trust in the fact that, oh, I can actually affect this. Why don't we plug it into that?
Yeah.
You know.
Or how about like parallel outcome monitoring, where like the system we have today is compared to what the simulated system would actually have done instead, right? You can literally have it running in parallel as an experiment to demonstrate better outcomes before you switch to it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that could be the way we do all government policy updates going forward. Right. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Blockchain time machine. What would you change? I love it.
How about if Bitcoin Cash won the fork?
Yeah, no joke. That would be great. Be a different world today. Okay, let's see here. Fixing the economy with blockchain. That one's a good one.
Can the time machine go forward or on the back?
Yeah,
I think so. Time machines. It's a machine.
Look at that evil picture. Look at that.
Facts and lies. Some of the proportions are weird, aren't they? Anyway, using blockchain to determine AI outputs or fact or fiction. Yeah, no, that's good prediction market.
Well, I like how the two imposters look just the same.
Yes, I asked it for that.
And then this one, man,
that's
totally
supposed to be a puppet, with blockchain being the puppet master.
That's a good one.
That's actually a pretty good concept, and I can see AI.
Well, I think maybe the real question is, can blockchain keep us honest with respect to the relationship we have to keep with AI to stop it from killing us once we build it?
Yeah.
I
like it. How to merge blockchains and AI. Sounds pretty good.
Welcome, Mark.
Yeah. What's that? Did somebody come in?
No, I said welcome, Mark.
Oh,
in the chat.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat.
Are we gonna put the comments up inside the show like we did last episode?
Yeah. I can.
I'll do it.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Because I'm like, I don't know where it is.
I got it.
What are you grateful for that blockchain tech enables? Yeah.
That's kind of the Thanksgiving.
That's a really good one.
It is a good
set.
One. Yeah, that's a very good set. I like it. Very good work.
I feel like I need to go in and spice in some more. I've got a few ideas too.
No, you don't. I need these themes to be picked, so I get the points. I get the lot.
Yes.
I control.
Okay.
Those are some good damn topics.
Okay, so
job,
so last week good. Then we go to the DAO, the theme suggestions. Okay, then theme of the week this week is Oktoberfest. So whatever that means, it's the 230th episode. Is that correct? 230? Yes. 230th episode, Oktoberfest. You tell me, is Oktoberfest one word or two words?
I think it's one
word.
I think it's one word, and you should have a K, right?
Well, except for the topic of the show is actually Oktoberfest with just like this, right? So technically, Oktoberfest with respect to this is a DAO enactment. So this is what Oktoberfest is spelled like here.
Okay, that's correct. Kudos.
It is all good.
Kudos to our producer for doing it.
Thanks for everything. Let's see here. So I'll go ahead and start. You want to go ahead and start? And what are the rules? We have rules.
I thought maybe we should unveil what we're drinking.
Yes.
But I don't. I'd like to go last if I could.
Oh, sure. Here, let me pull this off, and let me make the screen centered over here. All right. Who are we going to start with? Let's start with Zach.
I'm drinking coffee, everybody, because it's 11:17 and I don't
German?
drink in the morning. It is German.
Is it?
Well, I don't know if the coffee's. I don't know if the coffee's German, but you know what? It came from Aldi, and Aldi's German. So,
are you German at all? That might be enough reason, right? And
yeah, that's enough for me. I am German.
How about Sean?
And Dutch?
Very good, very good. German and Dutch, the best combination. Sean,
you're on mute, Sean.
Oh, he's muted. Oh,
there we go. Mixing peach and ginger ale. Very German.
Okay, right on. All right.
I grew up in Germany.
Excellent. So just there like peach schnapps or just peaches?
Well, I'm on keto, so I can't drink anything.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Right on.
I guess you could say it's unfermented peach schnapps.
There you go.
There you go. Right on.
Hey, they
Greg,
got
there you
peaches in
go.
Germany.
Greg.
Okay, so for my Oktoberfest treat, I'm giving myself 3 different types of psychostimulants. We got Mountain Dew, right? That's my classic. I always go to. If you see me sipping a can, it's a Diet Mountain Dew almost certainly. I'm surprised they don't sponsor me yet. Probably because I'm not sponsorship worthy. Right. And I've got pineapple lime flavored Jewel, or not Jewel, I guess Lost Mary vape, right? And then let's just call this one Cushy Punch flavored oregano extract.
Right on.
It has a lot. It has a lot of effects that people associate with hybrid sativas, but it's totally not that.
Really? Okay. All right. Andrew, do you have anything?
I got China. It's just from Kroger. It's Oktoberfest alcohol.
Okay, there you go. Right on. All right. So great. William, you can go last. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've had this before, but this is the Dunkel.
Weissenstabner.
That is a great beer, though.
John can do it.
And
I've lost my German. I forgot my German.
It is brewed under the purity law of 1516. That's why I got it. So
nice.
I will drink it now.
Well, mine is banned in America. I'm really not supposed to drink this. It's been hidden in my pantry for years. My Stein unfortunately broke it in one of our moves. It got smashed. So I'm in my wife's big cup here. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to open it.
What is it? Why is it banned here?
Did you hear that? Well, it's got an Adolf, picture on it.
Oh.
But it is,
NHH.
a German, beer. And
I want to see the picture, man.
Is that like
on the
still
label, the first
drinkable?
chapter of mine ahead is on there.
I'm sure it's comfy.
So
right?
You can
I
just
think the
smell
stream
that.
froze because he did that.
Fascist past.
Fascist pass. Yeah.
Right.
So is it?
It's a production
or
that you
is it
can
something
only
else?
get with a tight collaboration between public and private sectors, where the private sector is dominated by the public sector, right? That's the only kind of company that can make such a beer.
Yeah. So now that I've got your attention, I figure I'll go ahead and get us canceled on YouTube and present the beer.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't.
Wait, here,
not.
wait a
He's
minute.
hung a gun on the wall in the first act, man. We should wait till the end though to reveal it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we
All
should.
right, here we do.
Maybe we'll
show it right
remember.
now. Yeah,
Stick
no,
around if you want to see.
I wanna
man.
see it right now.
Tell
Can you
other
show it?
people
You
too.
wanna
like,
see
if
it
you
right
wanna see
now?
this.
Yeah, I do. I want to see it.
All right. This is
Give
proof.
us like a preview.
This is proof, and as in alcohol proof, this is proof that AI lies to you.
Oh, that is horrible. That is horrible. I fell for it.
I should have known from that
Hey,
gift earlier.
It's New
Nicely
York,
done,
isn't it?
sir.
That was
IBC is
great.
pretty good root
And
beer,
the-
though.
IBC is amazing.
Yeah,
It's just root beer. I was looking for root beer.
man.
You know,
All right.
honestly, I rarely
If this were a
drink
game
it
of
if I do
D&D,
it
you
using
would have
red
just won an
wine.
inspiration point, man.
But I'm certainly, my ancestry is German, and I'm not doing them proud. I sadly to say.
Right on. Okay, no worries. No worries. There's
But
some
hey, it's the
interesting
best.
stuff.
Anyways, Andrew, how's that beer taste?
Yeah.
You're not a drinker.
I mean, it tastes just like it smells. I don't
Mine
know.
tastes pretty
Like
good,
shit.
I will say.
What,
I know you had to
whatever
get
that
adjusted
means
to the
you.
taste of alcohol.
I made a
I'm
special
assuming
trip
that it
last
smells
night
like shit, so it tastes like
to go
shit.
get this. I don't have a Stein.
It's from Kroger, man. Walmart Kroger.
It's a Shiner
Please
box.
check. Yeah.
Walmart
China-
Kroger. I've never heard of Walmart Kroger.
Well, they've got them at both stores.
He doesn't want to dox what grocery he goes to, man. He's like, you probably end up. It's too many, the agents.
Walmart Kroger
Oh,
sounds like the sort
I
of thing
think
that
I
you
know.
might put together in a Taco Bell Pizza Hut kind of way.
God,
I
You
think
know,
I know what Kroger he went to though.
this economy is so messed up now. I tell you what, as soon as they started mixing all the PepsiCo restaurants into one place, you knew that the country was going downhill fast, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can get tacos or pizza or burgers all here. Yeah.
At the same place.
Hey,
In the
I got to
same
do
meal.
a shout
was
out to
right.
the chat. We have Grumpy Gnome here and Mark Sean Poles. Grumpy Gnome was on Are You Smarter Than a Politician? He was
With
one of
lots
the
of apple
panelists that
juice.
was fighting against
Very
Zach.
effeminate.
And so shout out to Grumpy Gnome. He's I'm sure he's going to be drinking throughout the entire month of October.
Yes.
Probably. I don't. Beer's not my favorite.
You must be talking about.
but I don't think it's effeminate.
Michelob Ultra Dragon Fruit Peach.
Maybe so. Right.
And the Sean, Mark Sean Pools. That's a great podcast, by the way. Monday nights.
I want to see that. I've been too busy. I really want to watch that. So
if you want to listen to two guys just rant and ramble about all that's going on in the world with whiskey, If by Whiskey, every Monday night.
Oh, nice.
From a libertarian perspective.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So basically all the stuff that everyone else around me gets tired of hearing about, we can just tune into and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've lost faith in the libertarian way. I think that it's not going to work. I think that it's different.
I have not.
I think
so
has Mark and Jason as well. They see it through a different lens.
And I think there are some interesting things that can happen that still fit, at least in my opinion, within the philosophy. But I think it's more of a strategy, or
I think the philosophy of libertarianism emerges from a deeper core philosophy we're still discovering.
What about libertarian socialism?
I don't know if I'd call it libertarian socialism, but I think that
that's how I would teach it to an English class.
Anyway, all right. So we go ahead and start. Should we go ahead and kick in?
Yeah. I have one question there about what is the history of Oktoberfest?
Yes,
it might be a good place to start.
So let me refresh. Then we'll just cover that first, no matter where it lands.
But I don't know. I don't know the history, so I didn't look it up. I'm going
to guess Harvest Festival.
All right. Well, we can get to it. We can get
just
to
like
it.
Sort of the U.S. Christmas, right? Like it's a harvest festival. It's a consumption of excess that you can't store for the winter kind of thing.
Yeah. So let's go to that one first. Let's see.
Oh, here. wait, back up real quick. And then as an announcement right here, the beginning of our show. Finally, Roger Beer is free at last. Free at last.
Is that? See, I would ask you guys.
It cost him $50 million.
Yeah, I know.
Roger Beer is the greatest of all libertarians.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, you just found the inverse of a silver lining in the good situation.
Dude, that's expensive.
Sean's right.
That's an expensive.
Here's
silver
the thing.
lining. The silver lining, though.
Go ahead. You give
I was going to say the silver lining is now that Roger is free, he is free to create a new political party called the Libertan Party and bring freedom to all of us. Libertan. Let's make America libertan again.
Yeah, I think he's done with all of that. I think he'll probably kind of go into hiding.
He may found
that's my question. On the opposite of the silver lining, they did this to him once before, right? Didn't he spend $50 million at the beginning that he owed based upon all of the numbers at the time, and then they came and said, "Hey, wait a minute, you owe more," and so he pays them again. So what's to say
they won't come back
again? I mean, why wouldn't they?
Well, I mean,
legally speaking,
especially considering our new jurisprudence seems to be the Constitution doesn't apply unless you're a citizen.
There is no law, guys. I've said it before.
There is no law,
and I've had lawyers tell me
really
that.
I studied law. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, I'm an attorney. But that law, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything.
Racket.
So, it's bizarre. It's just weird. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I was going to tell you, I thought this was fake because, like I have DMs with Aaron Day, and his DM keeps getting taken over and posting stuff, And I've before it has said Aaron
He
Day's,
has a
or
spam
sorry, it
bot.
said Roger Ver's free, and I'm like, wait, is he free? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you said he was free, and it's like, oh crap, there's some bot or something that took over his DMs. And
He has that. That's continuous with him.
Yeah, and so I saw this, and I thought, oh, it's that bot, and so I just thought it was nothing, right? So I'm like, wow, so he's really free. He's really free. Is he out of
He's
Spain?
really free.
And
He's
why would
free.
anyone go to Spain, by the way? After
Yeah,
I
him
guess.
snappy and-
I'm sure that he's getting the hell out of Spain now. So.
I've told my
Yeah,
wife
Spain
she's
is
wanted
like
to go
a
visit.
CIA hotbed.
I
Like,
was
if you
like,
want to talk
I
about a
have no
place where we're
interest in going
posted
to
up,
Spain.
Mhm.
That's what we were talking about
Yeah,
yesterday.
France,
So
for
is
that matter.
Japan. That's
France
where
did tell
Bush-
Spain
you.
is, Spain is like the new Eastern Europe for the CIA.
Spain
Let's
is where
put
you
it that
go
way.
if you want to talk in private about political assassinations. You know, like that
Really?
really is where you go for that. That's what they,
Oh,
that's where they
yeah.
did the Assange assassination.
It's almost
planning, basically.
Wow.
It's almost like, and you can take this from the book, like the Man in the High Castle, where in the middle of no man's land in like Denver and Colorado. That's where they went to discuss any way to get away with anything they wanted to, because it was no man's land. So it was a free for all for everybody. So that's kind of what Spain is for the intelligence community. Get away with anything, discuss about high level assassinations, arrest, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. You can also
Okay.
go there
Really-
and hire people to spy on what would otherwise normally be privileged conversations between people in the representation.
Hmm.
Like that's the place to go to buy those kinds of services. The Spanish sort of intelligence defense sector is small but distinguished.
Man.
I-
Well,
yeah.
at
They
least
should go to
Germany's not bad.
Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
waiting. for-
Germany's another thing now. I mean, have
waiting
you
on
seen
Grok.
what the churches are doing in Germany?
Are they burning down? What are they doing?
Being closed by
Well,
the government.
they might as well burn down. They're accepting the rainbow flag as their new cross.
Of course.
No, nice.
Yeah.
Of course. Here, I'm gonna
Not to
go to Chat GPT.
They're going to need a whole separate entry for their new version of God on Wikipedia.
I don't know. It's all desert stuff, you guys. I want you to know that, and I don't know what I
It's all
believe
desert.
anymore.
It's
Anyway,
it's the desert fathers.
Grok
of
is still
Belgium.
spinning. Grok on what's the history of Oktoberfest. I will say it's a point for Chat GPT. I didn't even put the apostrophe in the contraction what is, and it still got me an answer already. So
Really, I'm going to do Grok right now.
it's still spinning. It's like what are you doing, Grok? What the hell? Anyway,
Boom! I got my answer like that.
okay. Usually I do.
I can tell you why it's behaving differently.
It's all
If
right.
you guys want to know.
Okay. So let's just Chat GPT will give, and then you can give the Grok answer. Oktoberfest began in Munich in 1810.
No, well, yeah, but it was a celebration of Ludwig's King Ludwig's birthday, right?
As a celebration of the marriage between Crown Prince Ludwig, later King Ludwig I, and the Princess Therese of Saxony Hildburghausen. The citizens of Munich were invited to join the festivities, which were held on the fields in front of the city gates, later named Theresienwiese, which is Teresa's Meadow, in honor of the bride. That's cool. Key historical milestones. The first Oktoberfest featured horse races, food, and beer. It was so popular that the city decided to make it an annual event because they're smart. That's really cool. 1811, agricultural shows were added to promote Bavarian farming. 1818, food stands and the first beer booths appeared. These eventually evolved into the large beer tents that we know today. I've never been. I want to go to this sometime. Late 1800s, the event grew rapidly. In 1887, breweries began the tradition of the grand parade of landlords and breweries with horse-drawn wagons. 1910, at the 100th anniversary, over 12,000 hectoliters of beer were consumed, cementing its global reputation. And then during the World War and cholera epidemics, it was canceled several times, including COVID. Then 1950s onward, the modern version took shape, lasting 16 to 18 days, running from late September to the first Sunday in October. the tapping of the first keg by Munich's mayor, Ozapfs it's tapped, became the official opening ritual.
You guys realize that Oktoberfest is just a celebration of public-private sector collaboration?
Is that what it is?
Telling? Is that what it, like the mayor blesses the beer industry, right? Like
I don't know.
It still seems the whole ceremony.
It still seems like
it's
a very much like a farmer's thing. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like I wish that more of these countries just really went full on with their culture instead of trying to be everything. Instead of trying to be freaking McDonald's.
Did you guys notice too? Yeah, Joe, did you notice early on in the thing it said that there was a parade of brewers and landlords? What was the landlord's part? Like, that's kind of an odd thing to bring into the part. Like, nobody brings their landlord if they live in an apartment and they get an award. Like,
landlords and breweries.
Well, hold on now. It's okay. So
how does this tie? No, how does this tie into Germany? Is what I'm curious about. It's got to say something about their culture at the time.
Like wherever it does. So wherever you live, your town probably has a fest. Like where I live, we have Rabbit Fest every May.
Rabbit Fest, really?
Little flag.
Yeah. The Poteet Strawberry Festival.
Yeah, this town over this way has which is always hilarious. As a kid growing up here, Spring Hoe, because also the girls there were a little easy. Anyway, so
they were easy.
Germany, most towns have like 2 fests, like every 6 months because they have more parties. But if you live in like an apartment building, or which most people do in Europe in general, but you have your own fests, if just for your, like a block party, like people in America used to have block parties. You have those, but if for buildings and the landlords pay for it and run it, and it's small. You just have like a like barbecue with like a soda, a couple of like games, it's like a field day almost. But there is a lot of like landlord based, and maybe it goes back to the, like Joe was talking about, the like old culture, you know?
That's cool. It's like, I don't know. It's neat. The beer, especially because you have that purity law for the beer. That's why it kind of makes sense. And it's probably, I imagine it would have a lot to do with the fall, and you take the grains and you brew the beer so that the calories will last you through the winter or whatever, that type of thing, right?
Well, I mean, and the original idea of lord too, right? The word comes from the, I think, Old English lafford or something like that, right? Giver of bread. So to a certain degree, tying in a harvest festival to the governance system, along with purity laws and such, right? Like that. That's a natural.
Is that really what Lord means?
Direction. Yeah, it is.
Lord means giver of bread. Wow, you're making me even more Catholic. Lord of bread, house of bread.
I don't know. I will
actually
tell
got to credit Curtis Yarvin for teaching me that fact. Actually.
Even going into in Midwest,
one of his essays had it in there.
You have harvest type festivals. Those are cool. I know in I grew up in Dodge City, and Hayes, Kansas is a really big German town, right? So everything's German there. So they would have German bands, and they had a great big Oktoberfest and everything else there.
Caveat though, it's Volga German, so all of those Germans would have left Germany before Oktoberfest became a major celebration.
Yeah, they mostly just had like Bierox and stuff like that. Yeah. So Bierox are amazing.
Half of my ancestry comes from there. So
yep, right on. The Midwest very heavily German, by the way, too.
On the Lord thing, I found out that this thing is just an odd thing. Because we're from the South, we say sir, or yes sir,
yes ma'am,
no, sir, yes, yeah. But the sir thing, if you say that to especially a British person, it's very weird. It's like someone would say Lord to us, like yes my lord, because that's a literal title is sir. So if you're like yes sir, that's
You've been
like
knighted.
my lord. It's just very odd.
Yeah,
So, like,
Europeans are unsettled
So
almost
what do we
ubiquitously
call-
by our abuse of honorific titles over here.
Are you saying that the British were the
You can just
first
call yourself
to
Esquire. You know that?
they were the first with the loose pronouns? So do you call the commoner they them? Yes, they.
Oh no.
Yes, them.
I identify as sir.
Oh yeah,
Keep the
Are you sure it's not
I,
sire?
I identify as a Knights
Dude,
Templar.
hey, in the UK right now, you could probably get away with that. You can identify as a member of the peerage, right? Like that's probably a
Yes.
reasonable identification.
Now, if you
I
look at the
do.
list of knights in at least the past 20 years, you probably wouldn't want to be in the list.
Probably not.
But
Probably
do not
not.
redeem, sir, is how I was heading. I was hoping.
No, but
there would be
you
some
could
joke
probably
there.
be jailed
Anyway.
for stopping someone or for giving somebody crap for putting that in their X bio, though.
All right, let's do the
If you live in the
first.
UK.
Let's get to the first question. 30 minutes in the wake of the Edge Lord Telegram leak from the Young Republicans, how would blockchain be an effective tool to keep private conversations locked down in a world of constant censorship? This is actually a really good topic to bring up because it is really interesting.
It is.
But anything that you can read can be captured. You could, if the app won't let you take a screenshot, you can still take a picture with another phone.
Another phone, yeah.
So you really
Although you
can.
could probably
Now you make it
interrupt
harder.
that too if you wanted to. You could have a chat app
yeah.
that constantly scanned for.
But I will say
Camera-like.
the answer to this is actually more cultural, and the answer is honor. You fucking don't let people come in and blackmail people to release those chat, the full chats, right? That's the problem here. You have someone without any honor who blackmailed one of the people to get the full chat and then sent it off. And these are supposed to be on people in the same team. And supposedly this person was friends with several of the people that he screwed over. And it's a really bad, nasty, horrible thing. And you're going to expect it from those types of people, which young Republicans are totally.
It's dumb kids. It's dumb kids being dumb kids.
Dumb.
Yeah. Well, and you think about it too. That those kids now, like they're saying, the most radical.
It's like News at 11.
Today,
Teenagers do something reckless online.
very moderate compared to what's
news.
coming. What's coming, because these people, and I've talked to my own son about it. That they've grown up as kids in America where their teachers basically promote racial contention amongst the students and basically tell one side that they've been totally pushed down and treated badly for all of their history, even though they're only 17 years old or whatever, and that these white kids are the oppressors, and they have come at into the reality of that. And I remember it, like even when I was in school, that was just starting, that they would try to push that. And now these kids are all like, yeah, fuck that. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm going to say this. And so they have no qualms about saying what they think. And that's why.
Well, I mean,
it's just good. Grow some thick skin, right? Because you become too sensitive.
Strategically speaking, the lesson to youth from this is that you need to have kind of manners when you're in public. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. What about the person who's running for attorney general or something like that? And the text was released, I kill the kids of these people.
Jay Johnson, I think is his name.
Oh, yeah.
He's not backing down.
That fits into the same conversation, the same question that Zach raises about, blockchain and locking down and censorship. And
well, I think I said this last week that, if you today, now, when you think about this generation, we have kids that were like 5, 6, 7 years old, just starting out to really know about the world around them, not just my house. My parents. And they've grown up for the past 5, 6 years in this psycho ward that we've been living in through lockdowns.
This is normal for everybody.
And to them, this is the way the world is. This is normal. They had never had any kind of real freedom, not just playing outside and any of that. They've lived through this crazy time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're like 11, 12 years old, about to be teenagers, and like, this is how life is. This is the world. This is it.
Right.
Yeah.
At least we don't have to wear masks all the time anymore, like it was when we started at the beginning of life, where that was how it was forever and always. Right. Like.
Yep.
Oh, things are so
you think about it, a kid in grade school, early grade school, elementary school, who had to take classes online, you know, like that's a crazy world, right?
Yeah.
So
that would have been so gameable too. I would have loved that when I was in school.
I would have.
That would have made it possible to mostly ignore school while I did other stuff. That would have been fantastic. The other thing to point out here too is like one thing that people who are fighting for this cause need to remember is that if you can't defend it in private, you can't. Or if you can't defend it in public, you probably shouldn't say it out loud in private, because there isn't private space like there used to be anymore. Like think about the idea of like unplugging all your house speakers and going into a side room and having a conversation. Somebody walking by can still have their microphone on.
Here's the thing.
Right? Like,
at an academic level
anymore.
At an academic level, that makes sense. It doesn't make sense in reality though, because things that you can say in private, even I today can't say some of the things that I know to be true right here, right now, because I know I'll get canceled. I'll know people will come after me for things that I know to be true if I said them. So if I can't say those things in private, then it'll never be the case that the reality will come out in public. And so,
well, let me asterisk that with, you should only say important things you can't say in public and private, so that when they come out and you have to defend them,
I think those things are very important, actually. I think those things are some of the most important things that there are today, and you can't say them in public.
Like the J word.
Yeah. Well, and there's several others.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. But we really can say them, right?
Yes.
You can say the words. Like the fact that we're not doing it has more to do with our desire to appease an algorithm than anything else.
It's beyond that too. It's just like I have too many other things that I'm trying to do that would be that might be hurt by that. So it's like that's unfortunate.
The fact that these are young kids, right? Like it's okay to take risks at this age too. A lot of this stuff is something that's worth learning.
Well,
by
here's the thing.
Happen.
Here's the thing. I think as we can see in several other cases, saying the things that they did is actually more likely to get them into leadership positions than taking the ways it has been since the 80s, where you can't say certain things and you have to lie when you speak in public.
Yeah.
All that.
Well, at least they weren't secretly saying they'd rather be trans kids. Like that would be.
All I gotta say is, I wonder,
in private saying how bad the movement was and how much they really wanted to convert it to wokeism or whatever. That would have been.
I wonder. Speaking of wokeism and Jesuits, I wonder what Saint Ignatius would think about what happened to his order.
Saint Ignatius, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Saint Ignatius of Loyola founded the Society of Jesus. Yeah, we all know the conspiracies of Jesuits.
I don't want to get into it, but I guess, the
come on,
the agreement where they have to sign in blood, and they basically say if they violate the agreement, they're going to go to hell or whatever. Is that real? That's crazy. It's like whoa.
If it is, that is crazy.
Yeah, have you seen that? I saw that somebody posted on 4chan. I'm like, whoa, it's nuts. I had no idea that was kind of a neat thing, but it's like, man, I had no idea. Anyway, okay. I don't know. I think that's a super interesting story, though. By the way, so thanks for bringing that in.
I honestly think it was just a bunch of it was just a bunch of teenagers that are on Telegram just talking edgelord stuff. They don't believe anything that they actually say. They're just being cool with their friends.
I don't know that they're
don't just saying stuff that you normally get.
Well, some of them probably did.
I think a lot of that stuff. If you talk to those guys now, they believe it. But here's the problem. I think most of those things are entirely fine to say and to talk. If it were an open society, if it were really free society, we would just be talking about those things and we would come to, okay, this is real, that isn't. And,
Also, there are pop songs on the radio with a lot of those words just baked into them, right? Like, so you can't even really fault anybody for saying a word that if you get in a different context, you sing along in public.
Yeah, no joke. No joke. I mean, that's the other thing. It depends on who they are. If they were
Yeah.
if they were of a certain race, then okay, they can say that.
Young black
So
Republicans
crazy.
wouldn't have been a problem. Let's be frank. They wouldn't be hitting them for it.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
Crazy. Man, we get into that stuff. It's so messed up. Anyway, all right. Okay, Roger Ver, we already went over. Oktoberfest history. Okay, who can tell me the history of beer? I know some of it, right? I mean, it started with mead. It's like they wanted to. I won't give detail, right? But it's the beauty is same as cheese, but it's a way to preserve calories so they don't go bad.
Cooking really is like
the Egyptians would feed it to the slaves because it was, they say, calorically dense, kept them docile and controllable, and it was
and
drinking bread.
And then for many other cultures, they would ferment beer because it was safer to ferment and drink alcohol than.
And if you really want to
the
know,
the concentration of alcohol isn't the same as it is today. So
there's something interesting.
Hydrate.
Drinking water is dangerous.
That picture is from
water
Tasting History,
yeah.
And I'm a big history guy, and it's a freaking awesome channel. And my wife and I have made a bunch of stuff that he's made. There's one that is it's like a roast beef, but it was from the recipe from a book from the cook that was Dracula's cook, right?
Oh, wow.
And it's phenomenal. And it's very different, but it's amazing. And there's several recipes. Like every year on Thanksgiving, we make this recipe that he posted for this pumpkin pie that's, I think, from the 1600 or 1700s. It's excellent, but it's so different than anything you'd have today. And so if you want to see, he has a whole thing on beer, where he made, I think, some of the ancient Egyptian stuff. He's made various types of mead, and he gives all the history behind it. And it's a super cool channel. It's one of my favorite channels ever. So it's worth watching. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know much about it other than, it's been, those recipes have been around for years.
Yeah. Well, and some of them they pull, like it's really cool. He will pull stuff where it's a partial recipe. And back then they didn't actually write down, it's, put in this much of this and this much of that. They would just say, throw in this and this and this. And they would just, it's all guess. And so he would work it out and actually give you a working recipe. And even this stuff too, like the ancient Egyptians had to use a straw, or they had to use, I think, a reed as a straw, because there would be nasty stuff that would float on the top of it,
Wow.
So, it's like, but it's so cool. And it's like, I don't know. I want to make beer. I want to try it. I want to make brandy as well. Right. I just don't have any time. So
it's probably difficult too, to source the original raw ingredients in some cases.
Well, there's something called, like, as an example, he will tell you can get this today. This is hard to get, but depending on where you are in the world, like there's this ingredient. It doesn't apply to beer, but there's an ingredient called silphium that the Romans put into almost everything that doesn't exist anymore. Right. And now, if you make these recipes, the nearest thing possible is called asafoetida. And it's it's like something from the Mediterranean, some really stinky spice that you put on this stuff, and it gives it a totally different taste. But I don't know, it's worth watching that channel. And the beer stuff is amazing. Like he's done some different beers and stuff that, I mean, I don't know, it's really cool. So anyway,
so interesting thing about the history of just like food in general and cooking processes that make things have properties like beer, right? Where you start with grain and various other ingredients, and out comes this magical drink, right? That humans know how to make and no other animal has figured out, as far as we know, right? Dolphins would have a hard time doing liquid in liquid, so it's probably not going on under the sea.
Yeah.
But when you think about, like, how did people learn to cook to begin with? right? Like, how did we ever make the leap of logic necessary to realize that we could do that we could sort of pre-digest food outside, or pre-metabolize liquids, by doing stuff outside of our bodies. That was an insight that probably made it possible to even have like brains that run as big as ours do as a species.
Yeah.
So,
well, they even say cooking. Like if you eat raw vegetables, let alone raw meat, that it's an entirely different thing. And anybody who's ever tried to, like eat raw vegetables for a while and
paleo diet,
it freaking your jaw starts to hurt. I mean, it's like it's a totally weird thing that cooking alone is interesting for evolution, right? So,
well, I would posit that brewing was probably one of the first things we figured out, because we likely gathered and stored, and those things likely rotted by surprise to us the first couple of times we had more than enough. It wasn't super common to have more than enough, and I'll
tell you, both
you'd figure
beer,
out the fact you could ferment wine.
Beer and alcohol, beer, wine, alcohol, and cheese. So those are like the main ways that you would store calories. It is such a weird, can you even imagine how that happened? Because it had to have been accidental, right? It's like, this thing got hard. It's like, it smells kind of good. Let's try it. It's so weird.
And I wonder how many times before they tried something good that would have killed someone, and everyone thought the person trying this concoction was insane.
Yeah, it was. What was his name? It was,
who wants to eat the weird over the fire meat?
Was it Mikey? Was it Mikey that ate the cereal? Let's get Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Right.
What was that? What food was that Mikey?
Life cereal.
Life cereal, was it? Wow.
Life cereal.
On top of it.
I don't know if you guys know this or not. I shared.
Oh, I love Life.
Real quick. This process where the body can actually ferment alcohol. It's called autobrewery syndrome.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I threw that,
Where
I
if
threw
you
that
bread,
up there. I don't know. Yeah.
You eat bread and it'll if you get drunk. Like there's the dude that got pulled over.
Yeah, you get like a microbiome skew towards brewing, basically.
For drinking, but he didn't drink, but he has that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's really.
There's actually a company that took the research on that and made a hybrid form of yeast that eliminated hangovers. They're called Z-biotics. They're still around.
Really?
You can take a shot of this probiotic drink that they modified genetically right before you start drinking. No hangover, just nasty farts.
I've seen advertised for that.
I love it.
All the better.
I love it.
That is awesome. Okay, next question. Also from William.
The guy that surveys all bunch of stuff. He's like a chef. Anyway, he preserved meat in ancient ways, every kind of ancient way, and then he ate the meat, and it was. I mean, it was like this has been in my basement for 6 months. One of them was just tree sap. He just dunked the meat in tree sap, and then it completely seals it. Honey was one. One was just packed ash.
There's pemmican or something like that too.
Pemmican's like fat and salt or something.
It's like an energy bar kind of.
Yeah.
It was just real meat, and he's like, "There's been
tons of ways." Like they used to take you could take a fish and put it under your saddle, and it would dry out and preserve itself. That's all it was. They put the fish under the saddle on the horse, and it would. A
few of them, he was like, "Wow, this tastes absolutely disgusting," but some of them
were
like,
also
"Man,
some pretty
actually really good."
Huh? I want to see that. That's actually really cool. That's something that people need to know how to do.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to do anything anymore, which is kind of scary.
When that big CME hits us and we're knocked back to the Bronze Age, it's going to be interesting.
What's a CME?
See, this is why everybody needs to learn to build a brick
coronal
smoker
mass ejection from the sun
and how to smoke meat using just wood.
Yep. Yeah, smoking is. I mean, it's so interesting that works, right? Salt, smoke. It's so weird. It's
actually
so strange.
When I was in law school, I needed a hobby, so I picked up a Walmart smoker and was like, if I stick with this, So I've been reading this sci-fi book where Odysseus got resurrected in the future and just started building a freaking brick oven and roasting some meat.
Dude.
He kills himself a genetically engineered terror bird,
Odysseus.
and by that point in time, I was like, I want to pick up this hobby, right?
Dude, that's yeah.
so
I would
tried
say
it out, and like it's a skill that if you learn it, you can keep it no matter where you go. If you can set up a firebox that's venting into a chamber, then you can cook food. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really
especially being in Kansas
to learn
City,
those
right?
skills is liberating. People
You have
should
all
still
the-
pick them up while we
The
can.
barbecue stuff, all the smoking and all that.
All
Who's had
these
burnt
recipes
ends?
need to
You guys
be
had burnt
pork-
ends before?
Oh
down
yeah,
there in
I
the South?
have. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love the burnt ends. They're
I
good.
used to order them in California.
Yeah, those are good. Okay, let's
All
go
these
to this.
recipes need to be preserved on a blockchain.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
yeah.
Yes.
By the way,
Well,
in
blockchain
the
is
Odyssey,
sort of like a smoking or a smokehouse for information. It preserves it.
if you've ever read the Odyssey, there's some really interesting things. Like they in the story, you can tell. I can't remember. Like they pour. I think they have the water in a silver vessel so that it's so that it kills germs.
Copper, wasn't it?
And then they pour it into a
Maybe
gold
so.
vessel or something when they wash their hands, something like that. And then they have, what was the other one? For some reason, they have these things. They're called tripods, and I think that they are used to like hold a pot when you're cooking. But they would like give them to eat, like gift them to each other. These fancy tripods. And I'm like, what the hell is what is this? Anyways, weird stuff. Anyway, okay. The next question from William is: how close are we to civil war? And are we closer to a revolution than a civil war? How could blockchain prevent them, or is one of them inevitable? I have an answer, but I'll wait. What do you guys want to answer this?
You should start.
Civil war versus revolution. What kind of American are you? All that stuff.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not a
I'm more on the
civil
side of
I think we're
the civil
seeing it
war
already, man.
because it's state violence contracts and it contracts slowly and then subtly. So, I mean, civil war seems more likely than a revolution because revolution is 9 times out of 10 unsuccessful, and it's actually
Who are going to be
Civil
the
war
sides,
can be a
Andrew?
revolution.
Who are going to be the sides in the Civil War?
Well, I mean, you got.
I mean,
And it's going to be a very generic answer, but the Republicans and Democrats, they're two wings of the same bird.
Yeah,
but
that's fake. That'll
but
never
also-
happen. That's all the
No,
same.
I'm just-
That's the same group.
I realize that. I'm just saying, like, they're gonna
no, on a culture, on a
Barack
socio,
Obama for the left
on a
side, and
socio-cultural
on
level,
the right side.
on a socio-cultural level,
That'll never happen.
it would be Democrat versus Republican. When we get down to
That's what they want.
peasant class, yeah.
That's why they killed Charlie Kirk, because they're gonna like try to say, oh, it was that leftist trans dude, and yeah, it's just all fake. So I'm like, whatever.
Well,
Mhm.
that group of people have been infiltrated and messed with by the intelligence agencies.
They have well,
All
Exactly.
created by.
Well, okay.
created
mean-
by
Here's what I think is going to
Turning
happen.
Point.
I think it's gonna look a lot like this. I think that we have a mild breath of reprieve while Trump plays out the rest of his term, and the power stymies any meaningful change.
Yeah.
Eventually, they will weasel their way into a position where they can reform a uniparty around some of the new ideas, and they will start to return the boot to the people in a new way. It won't stay focused on just people that this administration's targeting with the machine right now. That is a temporary reprieve. It will be back. And when the pressure comes back, it will play out exactly the way it plays out when regimes clamp down on what would otherwise be a peaceful political revolution. So I think revolution has to be the answer.
Yeah, can I answer? I agree. I'll tell you what mine is. This is one of my favorite comments ever on 4chan, that they were asking, what of the Civil War? Who's it going to be? What are you guys expecting? And this answer was spot on. It would never be a civil war. It'll be a revolution because our enemy is not American.
Yep.
I think
I do think a lot of this is going to be
All
cyber
right, Sean, I want to
warfare.
hear Sean's answer.
semantics.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already cyber warfare.
Machiavelli said that they call it cheating until you win. Once you win, they call it strategy. And if you really think about it, every revolution was a civil war. I mean, this was a British colony. These were British subjects. If they would have won, it would have been a civil war, civil uprising, and it would have been quashed. There were loyalists. Look at, I mean, in Ireland still, there's British loyalists in North Ireland, and then there's, revolutionary. It's the same thing. I think.
Well, it's not exactly the same thing though, Sean. Right? Like the one key difference.
I think I think it will start. It'll be a revolution, and then I think we'll have a civil war. I think there'll be some public.
I think there's a difference.
Can I convince you of the subtle
that
difference?
Will end quickly, and then it will end. It will end as a revolution, but we'll have to get through a civil war where you're going to have to fight some people that are against you and want to keep the status quo.
Let me just parse a couple of terms real fast, because it's an important distinction, right? Like, if it's a revolutionary setup, then we've got no government, no alternate declared elite saying we're over here for this other side. What will happen is those people will emerge from the pressure downward. That's what makes it a revolution, right? That the natural elite for a new ruling faction for a post conflict situation will emerge, right? It won't be like some group of people in a state in the South declaring themselves the capital of a different government.
Like the difference, like what happened to Paul recently, right? Where they pulled leaders out of their houses, beat them, looted, burned down the buildings, and took over, right?
That's the only reason I don't say. So I think the Civil War revolution distinction matters, because if it were a Civil War situation, we already have leaders declaring themselves.
All right, you want to hear my answer? My answer is a little bit different. I think when the people realize that the government it has deep rot, it's corrupt, and they realize that there is no law, when they catch up to that speed and understanding, then the people will rise up as a revolution with the angry fist at the government that tricked us with this Federal Reserve and inflation, tricked us into wars,
tricked our grandfathers,
tricked our grandfathers, robbed our futures because of our debt. And it's going to turn into a revolution in that we're going to want to unseat the cartel mafia regime that is right now called a government. And when the people rise up to fight that, that's when it's going to be a revolution. Now, what the powers to be want is they want us to they want to tease us like a cockfight, where they start a cockfight, two people hold each other's roosters, and they let them kind of peck at each other to become an enemy, and then they let them loose to fight. Well, that's what the Civil War is kind of what they're trying to do, but they're still holding the rooster. They're still controlling it to a degree to create that division so that the rooster doesn't turn on the handler. And that's when it becomes the revolution, is when we, that outnumber them, turn.
Yeah,
that's kind of my
I don't want to get
we're going to say enough is enough. I don't have a voice. They don't listen to me, and damn it, then.
But it's so big.
New government.
You can't march into the Capitol building though, because you live it would take you 100 days to walk there, Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things. Now, what about this? Accepting paganism. I don't know. This is an interesting thing to me, because some of this stuff, I don't trust so much anymore that I see and that I grew up, knowing that, that even that part of the world, I don't trust. Like I said, I don't trust the whole desert philosophy thing and all the slop that you get from that. Some of it is good, but it's, how do I say this? If you measure it by the effects, the outcomes, is this philosophy good? Is that philosophy good or bad? I think you measure it by the outcomes. I think communism itself was bad based upon the outcomes, right? And as practiced, which, a lot of communists say, oh, it's not real communism, but it's like, whatever. You know, that's that's what they put in place as communism.
Variations on the theme anyway, right?
Yeah, totally. And what we have today,
rearranging deck chairs doesn't make a Titanic that has a hole in it by default not sink, right?
Yeah. So so I'm going to ask prophetic intentions. How do you reconcile the fact that you're I guess equating paganism to Satanism, yet saying the U.S. Constitution is Talmudic Judaism, a tool of it is, and I do agree, by the way, with that. But I wonder if paganism might be if you were to go back to European society, instead of saying, hey, we're going to take some desert religion and use it. What's the effect? What happened to Rome when that happened? What happened to Europe when that happened? What happened to America? It's not good. Where we've been led is not good at all. And if you take it, whether you take it racial, whether you take it as a societal, it's the outcome, the fruit of that philosophy has been really bad. It's weak.
Rome was teetering before Christianity expanded and was actually legalized. Rome was too busy falling into its own shell of cultural misappropriation and
but you can't
disgusting deeds.
Yeah, but that was just probably on time, just like America, it's like you can say the exact same thing with the Christian supposed basis for America. We're no better at this point in time, right?
Well, I will push back when it comes to Christianity. Rome never fell to the barbarians.
No.
Whereas the rest of the West actually fell to the barbarians because of all the cultural shenanigans, all the economic inflation, all the wars. But
what
Rome
do you mean
never actually fell.
What do you mean it didn't actually fall to?
It was Pope Gregory.
It functioned as a parallel system for
but it's like you say Eastern Rome. I don't. They gave up their protectors. I don't know. We don't get it all that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, it was Pope Gregory the Great that actually met he met Attila the Hun at the gates and basically stopped them. They say that there was a vision.
Gregs are awesome, right?
Yeah, Greg. It was Greg. It was Greg in another life. He was Pope Gregory the Great. But yeah, it was. I mean, so like Rome should have probably fell and effectively been completely sacked and obliterated, but it never was. Probably thanks to Christianity. And if it wasn't for Christianity, you probably don't have the knowledge that Rome accumulated, kind of held in safekeeping, so that we could have a renaissance down the road.
I think that there are some principles that Christianity does have right,
preventers.
But there's too much that is poison within that. You'll have the same Christians who would tout that I'm a Christian and I believe in what Christ said, yet they will go and defend what's happened in Gaza over the past couple of years. And it is like that is the most it's a weak philosophy that allows
it suggests an uncontemplative life, though, right? Like it's not the ideology that's necessarily the flaw. It's the lack of commitment to thought.
Jesus warned.
It's possible, but here's the thing, though: the tools are all there. They have all of the Old Testament right there for those people to cite. No difference. It's like, oh, I'm going to cite an Old Testament as much as a New Testament,
but it was never meant to be a book full of terminating cliches.
3,000 years ago, they were chosen to.
But Jesus warned of this division. He warned that there would be false prophets. He warned that there would be those in sheep's
but what did he do? Did he institute anything in a protocol that would allow us to defend against
apostolic
it? When you have people like Glenn Beck,
the church,
fucking idiots like we have in Congress, like Mike Johnson,
the rule, really.
And who else? What's the dude, the gay dude from South Carolina?
Lindsey Graham.
Graham.
Old ladybug.
Those dudes, we have no defense against them because Christ didn't care enough to lay that out.
I don't think that has anything to do with Christ. I think that has a lot to do with I mean, as much as there can be great Protestants, the Protestant Reformation gave us what would become the Enlightenment, and out of the Enlightenment came socialism. So,
yeah. Well, and I'm saying, I will say, I mean, I do think
socialism
that
as
early,
state religion, right? Like
until the
we
60s,
didn't-
the Catholics really were
we didn't get rid
were
of
doing well
They
for
were.
holding the line. After the
Yeah.
60s, it was all lost. They basically
After-
caved to the whole
They-
thing, and now
Yeah,
it's I
they
don't
caved.
think
They caved to those who infiltrated the falsehoods. Those who infiltrated took the most beautiful council, the Vatican II, and they reshaped it for the spirit of Vatican II. And we don't acknowledge we're for social justice warrior activism that is really just socialism in disguise.
That's
So
your
we were-
civil
yeah.
war.
That's why I say
That was
when
your
we go-
civil
Well,
war
it's
in your
more than
Catholic
that, though.
faith.
That is our civil war in the Catholicism. We need to get back. We need to get right with Vatican II instead
Yeah, and
of
that's
the
why,
spirit of Vatican
like
II.
in the spirit of Oktoberfest, I would say that the Germans were very strong, and Romans could never defeat them because of their culture. And in time, Christianity did defeat them, though. And now the
Yeah.
Germans are, I don't know, they're totally just
lost.
yeah,
They're
lost.
lost.
It's crazy.
They've been
they're
infiltrated
totally
by
lost. They did
Marxists.
one good thing recently, right? They did one good thing
Marxists and
recently.
Muslims.
They stood against the chat control thing.
Did they?
Had
Oh,
they
that's
not done
good.
that, the EU would have devolved into
That is
new
true.
I don't
level
know.
of,
I don't know.
yeah,
They still
of base level
adhere,
tyranny.
they still adhere to social media must have a back door. They still
No, I
adhere
know. You're right. It doesn't
And
make any
that's just
sense with the rest
government.
of what they do. I don't know why they made the decision. It seems like clamping down on people with technology.
That was
is
a
their
good question.
But
Okay, let's go to the next question. Wait, real quick here. Yes, very. See, it's a great meme. I love it. What clown world current event should we talk about? And when does this movie end?
The movie ends when the EMP. I'll just answer the last question. The movie ends when the EMPs go off and we lose all power, and we have to start over.
Yeah,
Which I think might be a wipe out.
yeah.
An
the
EMP
movie
from-
ends.
from North Korea or a CME from the sun.
Yeah,
Well, they're
going
to blame it on Iran. That's all
I
that
think
really
the movie
matters.
ends at the heat death
Yeah,
of the universe.
but if there's a
when humans
if there's a
exit.
CME by the sun, they can blame it on Iran all they want, but
No
they
one
don't
will
have
be
the
able to listen
technology.
to them.
Nobody's going to be able to
No,
do
so they-
anything. So
North Korea never had the technology to steal
No.
all of those movie files from Hollywood, but somehow it was North Korea that did it. So
Right.
yeah, and so it doesn't matter. They're going to say it's Iran, and we need to go to war with Iran and Russia. Just we'll throw in Russia for the hell of it, and North Korea too, and China. They'll throw
I'm
in
telling
China
you-
too.
I'm telling you, if you really want to prepare for World War III, and you got to go south of the equator, because it's all north of the equator that people want to kill each other and destroy
That's
each
fucking
other.
Oh, so you're saying we
dangerous.
need to go there, like not?
We
talk
need to
about
go
it.
there to the south of the equator to survive.
Dude.
remember that?
I think everything there
remember
was
that
free,
meme?
though, right?
Remember that meme
Oh,
flash
yeah.
back in the day called it was called end of the world, and everybody just launches nukes, China, United States, Russia, and then we end up causing a nuclear fallout and an ice age, and then it goes to Australia. Everybody is fine except for Australia, and then he's like, what the fuck, mate? And then it's like fucking kangaroos.
Yeah.
So will the Gaza
Australia's
peace
fine.
hold? Will the Gaza peace plan hold?
No.
What say you? I say no.
Didn't they already?
It's
Didn't they already?
Peter.
Didn't they already cheat it?
I think Israel
Multiple
has a
times?
plan that I think Israel already has a plan to go in and once again. So I think their plan is to go in and with their special forces. So I mean,
Yeah, I think they've already killed a bunch of people, and I think they've had multiple events where it was there were violations. Doesn't matter. It was never intended to be followed. So
no, at least not for Israel. I mean, Hamas. It's meant for Hamas to follow, but I mean, Hamas is Israel, so
true.
Mossad.
Paid for it.
Hamas is
It's just
Hamas is Mossad.
And
so-
Netanyahu, he's sick or something, so he can't give testimony for his corruption trial. like that is one of our hopes, is that they can, the corruption trial can get him out of office, and maybe that shit will stop. Who knows?
It's the corruption and the corruption trial in The Hague.
No, because that'd probably be serious. This is in Israel,
Yeah.
so
This is in Israel. Okay,
yeah,
then,
this is other Israelis
nothing's
trying to get him out of office, which I
agree, but that ain't
positive
happening.
Well,
They need to get him
this
out of
meme, though.
Israel and to The Hague for his
it's such trash.
his world criminal trial. But that
Then
ain't
we'll get into current events after. Okay, so let's see here.
That's the last question.
That's the last question. Very good.
It's
So
perfect. It's perfect timing, and I love that meme because really it doesn't change anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's all the same thing.
Activate Clown World
Totally
Vision. Everything looks the same.
Yep. All right, so we will now kick off the meme cycle, and I'll start with that one. Let's see here. What are we going to start? What current events? There's a lot.
Well, we talked. Well, what do you think's going to happen now if Trump didn't get his Nobel Peace Prize? Okay, so what's going to happen now with Ukraine and Russia?
It's going to escalate.
Solve that problem too.
In fact, I think
United States are fighting against terrorists and what's it called?
No, they're not.
I can't. Yeah.
Well,
they're on the same side fighting against Al Qaeda or something like that, and not you. No, and what's it called? God, I hate it. I'm sorry.
They're not. No, there's nothing going on. And what's going on in Afghanistan right now is we might be, but no, we're not. They're too busy with their shit, and we're too busy with ours.
Well,
we've actually drawn a line. Yeah. We really are like true enemies with Russia now.
Will Israel pull us into war with Iran? Will Trump be suckered into that? Or is he
already been once?
He's just a puppet, or is he just a puppet and it's not his choice?
Well, he gave that speech in Israel just 3 days ago, where he basically said, "I'm a puppet. The Adelsons were they come into the White House more than anyone else. They gave me $200 million. They wanted our recognition of Jerusalem as the capital. He's like, oh, I gave him that." He basically admits to the whole thing. And they said, by the way, they said that he actually, the version that they're trying to pass of anti-Semitism, the definition that he basically violated it, because he was basically saying that Miriam Adelson was more loyal to Israel than the U.S. and several other things, right? So anyway, yes, he's obviously a puppet, and everybody knows it, right? So
and his powers are limited. The military industrial complex will do what it damn well pleases. The CIA will do what it damn well pleases.
Yeah. Yep. And his ear has no
scars.
What?
It has no scars now.
Because that was fake. That hold him thing was fake. I don't know if you guys think that, but
they literally killed 2 people just to fake out that he got shot.
I talked to somebody in the movie industry, right? And they were, they knew I used to be a Trump fan, so they were like kind of being polite, and this came up, and this was months ago. This was like the week after it happened. And it was really funny because he was kind of just walking around. It was like, I was kind of crazy. I was like, yeah, I was like, you're from Hollywood. I mean, that wasn't real, right? He's like, oh, yes. He's like saying it's so obvious to him. It was all fake. It was really funny.
Anyway. Well, just the way that one of the only rare cameras in the world to be able to capture that bullet in midair.
And he's also, by the way, the same dude.
I think there's plenty of evidence that real bullets are flying.
Well, the way that he went down.
It was at the when Bush was informed. He happened to also be there when Bush was informed of the 9/11 and all that too. It's like, it's just okay. Come on. Yeah. And by the way, they have that pattern. That in 9/11, they have to have someone filming it. Zapruder filming it. All of that. That's one of the patterns. It's so crazy.
Yeah, Greg, I'm not arguing that the bullets weren't flying. I'm just arguing that one, photojournalist had the right camera at the right aperture speed with the right f-stop, everything, and to be able to capture that bullet in the air.
And it's not something you would normally be filming a political speech with. It was something that you would be filming sports with or high speed activity.
Unless, of course, you anticipated the heat of the situation might actually result in an assassination attempt.
Or if there was somebody told you, yeah.
Well, I mean,
and that's what happened.
Both could be true. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I think he's going to get assassinated, so I'm going to make sure I'm feeling. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, or like maybe one guy at the office gets assigned that camera.
No, real quick, Greg. Though, if that were the case, he would have been at every Trump event waiting for that to happen. Guess what?
Or at least somebody working for the group interested in that shot, right?
No, would have he knew it was going to happen, and he was there. So it's all right.
It is. Has anyone tracked down every other Trump rally that could have happened at and checked to make sure that nobody in the press gallery had that camera armed for the same reason? Just didn't happen that day. Like, we don't know that, right?
Okay, yeah. Well, you can assume that something at that price level, what that thing cost is like, I think it's pretty certain that didn't.
Right, but the only reason we know this guy's name is because he was the one who actually got the shot. But if they would have had a different person with the same kind of camera at the last one,
let's just agree that bullets were flying. Trump didn't get hit. It was all an act, but other people died.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stipulate that. Slow, heavy metal music playing.
There was a. Okay, we'll just let that one go.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? What other events?
I would like to make a comment.
Louis the 20th.
How about Los Angeles declaring a state? LA declared a state of the emergency because of the ICE government officials.
I didn't know they were having cold weather.
No, good one, Greg. No, they're honestly, yeah. I mean, this is kind of the Civil War. This is the two roosters trying to fight each other, by the handlers.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were about ready to say that they're declaring a state of emergency because the ice was blessed by the Pope.
Oh no!
What is this?
Wait, hold on. Now you said that. Was that was that a nod that he's blessing the ICE agents and what they're
blessing doing? He's blessing the ICE.
It would be some epic doublespeak, right? Because you'd be doing a climate change kowtow at the same time as you were making a nod to the U.S. immigration enforcement effort.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
He is from Chicago.
I can't remember. Some immigrant messing with some kid, and the kid knocks him out, so it went viral. I don't know. It was interesting. He looked like what's his name? Whatever.
The one that got arrested in New York at the subway.
He got cold cocked. That's crazy.
Good job.
How does a selling rabbi know every world leader? How does that?
Because they buy butt plugs.
Maybe so.
Probably.
Is that why?
Really?
They probably all buy butt plugs from him, or from his daughter.
Yeah. What's his name? Shmuley, I think.
Smoothie.
And I don't control these memes, but they're in the list. They come in batches.
I got one for you. How about the recent market crash after Trump's tweet about the Chinese tariffs going 100%?
Yeah.
Creating the crash, and there's people in the White House that made over $100 million.
Yep.
Yeah. So and it happened, and the short happened 30 minutes before that announcement, or 30 or 50 minutes, something like that.
Hey, day 16, has anybody noticed any differences yet about life now that the government's been closed for 16 days?
Yeah, that's something I wanted to say too.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the sky. You looking at the sky?
Yeah, that's clear. That is interesting.
Yeah, the sky is very clear.
The sun is in fact shining.
I just noticed that this morning. I'm sitting there out on my deck drinking my first cup of coffee. I'm like, wow, it's what a beautiful day there, God. And it's like it's so clear. Nothing in the sky.
Oh, wow.
I've talked to different people around the U.S. here lately who always kind of looked at the sky that way. Are these chemtrails? Where are the chemtrails? And everyone, I know it's anecdotal evidence, but everyone I've talked to so far said, yeah, is like, they're not spraying. Of course, in Texas, we kind of feel like they weren't spraying after the floods happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
that wouldn't make any sense, though, because they didn't shut down any of the Defense Department stuff.
It's not defense.
Yeah, I don't think it's defense.
Well, defense can use it and did use it, like in Vietnam, but
they mostly contract.
I figured they'd still be deploying it, right?
It would be NOAA.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Matthew tweeted about that if the longer it goes, the more regular people are like, my life is the same. So why, how is the giant ass government so important if things aren't that different for, the masses? I mean, it is, it is going to obviously affect some people,
but Sean, here's the deal. The ripple effect, millions of people still are not getting their paychecks from the government, and they're not being able to go out and purchase their normal items.
Grinding to a halt.
I will tell you, there are two things that are interesting about this to me. Like, I've seen posts of active duty military that are in food lines because they're not getting a check and they don't have any savings because they don't pay them enough. And therefore they have to go get this food from food lines. You have to think about how dangerous that is. Number one, national security issue, but it isn't danger because the government shut down. It's dangerous because the entire economy is so set up on, you don't have enough, people don't have enough money. And everything's cheating everybody.
Claw back all that insider trading money and use it to pay for the people who they're not paying right now.
Here's the thing. That is the way that when that revolution comes, by the way, there will be somebody will come in with a platform that says, fuck all this. You imagine how quickly you could combine and unify the entire country if you said, look, whatever you want to, I don't give a shit what you call us. We're going to pay for college. We're going to pay for healthcare. We're going to get rid of income taxes. We're going all of these things that are so freaking obvious, yet neither party will ever touch them. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be plugged into both parties. It's not even going to be a party thing because the way the rules work, you have to be on the ballot. You pretty much have to go through one of the parties. So they're going to take over.
Absolutely.
Right. It'll be a party takeover type of approach.
A lot of land. Like it's maybe like old Rome. And whoever comes in and does that is going to have the military on their side. They're going to have the people on their side. And that'll be the end of it.
Here's the problem, Joe, with that scenario. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately too, is there's a generational divide and a generational blame. And unfortunately, a lot of people in their 20s and early 30s are blaming the baby boomers and rather than blaming the government.
Well, that's because the baby boomers are taking that on themselves. If the baby boomer said it's not us, it's this government that did this. Right now, what they get is they say something about boomers, and the baby boomers will defensively come in and say, no, you just need to work harder. And it's the stupidest goddamn thing in the world.
The problem is that the baby boomers are still the dominant group in this government. And they also barricade and gatekeep entry. Like, they've only got reason they can hand select some younger people, but it's still
America's hands are bloody with
Andrew. You got something to say on this?
Of that. So,
but hold on. It goes before the baby boomers. The problem isn't there just because they have the wealth right now. Right. It's not that. It still goes back to there is no law. That has nothing to do with the baby boomers. The Federal Reserve and the inflation rate that has nothing to do with the baby boomers.
It does though, because everybody else knows that our government's controlled. Everybody, the entire rest, like all of the other generations, understand that. And yet, if you go talk to them, even the ones you can convince will still passively say, well, but I've got my house and it's going to be worth this, and it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, they don't really care, right?
That's the problem. They were duped to the illusion of comfort.
that'll end soon. But
something I find.
I think Andrew needs to say something actually.
Well,
because
I'm
I
not
think he
focused
has
on
some
that.
new
I'm
ones.
trying to find the
comes to
article I
following
was
the
reading.
money and having
about-
grown up around the military, around military bases, in government in general. It's a very tight community. Every bank, there's probably 5 banks, and it's not Chase, it's not Bank of America. These are other banks that are really connected to the military. USAA, one of them, but that's kind of new. There's older ones, USBA.
anyway, but what about them?
They are the bulk of the military. Now, if you look at those, as soon as the shutdown happened, they gave automatic loans. Doesn't matter what your credit is, whatever. Just USAA has given out, I think it's like $250 million already. I did the math on how many. I did all service members, $3,000 per person, just USAA, not all the other banks, all the other bases everywhere. So when it comes to following the money, this is really great for banks in general. They just probably 1,000x or 10,000x the amount of loans that they've put out, even if they're super low interest.
Right. So what you're saying is that all of this is still inflationary, that we haven't even really stopped the inflation from it.
Right, because all of those government employees will get back pay.
Because
it's
the borrowing is money
you aren't
creation.
working now, so we save that money during this period.
Right.
They all get paid when they'll
get back. They get back pay. They basically get really long-term payday loans, essentially.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. And the fact that you have some of them in for what maybe they can't get that loan, maybe their credit is that bad.
No, they're all.
No, it does stop the flow of created money.
Well, why are people there then?
That is true.
Why are they in there? I don't know. Anyway, I kept this one up because this one is an interesting thing. Nothing sums up American politics better than liberals and MAGA people trying to own each other by posting pictures of politicians from each other's parties standing next to the same human trafficker. It's all the same goddamn thing. It's so funny to me.
So true. So true.
Anyway,
it's that deep rot that's in government that it's not even government, it's a cartel.
And how about this? The $7,000 per post. Is anybody on the channel on the show here getting $7,000 per pro genocide post?
I'm trying, but they won't let me because I hang out with you fuckers.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it, man. You could breed your own red heifer. I'm gonna make sure that you're not able to get access to this because it would taint your soul. Anyway, let's see here. I'll skip some of these.
Wow, $7,000.
I saw the photo that Jack Poso tweeted a couple days ago. It was like him and three other jackasses. I posted and then I replied. I'm like, that is $28,000 per post right there.
Tel Aviv,
worth it, man. They're bloody people. I don't get it. It's so obvious. Of course, it is weird too because that whole. And I will give you this for the sand people, the religion, the desert people stuff. That this Antichrist thing seems to be pretty legit. Like they've really called it.
Welcome to crypto.
Welcome to crypto.
What do you mean? What do you mean? They called it. What do you mean by that?
I mean, you have a good portion of the world that are Christians actively supporting the killing of little kids and people. It's just a bizarre thing. Frankly,
Darby,
you're not going to find that in your Orthodox Christian churches,
right? The Orthodox.
Oh yeah,
do not have that stuff. That's why I think the Orthodox might be the way, if anything, if you're going to be. But I'm even thinking beyond that. It's like, and like a lot of people I'm talking to, I'm like, yeah,
which is ironic because that's what you find in Russia.
Yeah,
and Georgia,
that's why
and your other nations.
And
That's why they hate
Greece,
the Russians, man. The Russians are
Ethiopia.
not our enemy.
Yeah.
If you ask
Yeah.
me. I think the Russian. I do have some. I have Austrian.
Did
Dutch,
y'all watch
and
what
Russian.
the Truth Tuesday with me and Lisa?
What about it?
Did you watch the Truth Tuesday?
No, I missed it.
I watched anything this week.
Well, speaking of Sam, can I share something? It take like a minute.
Yeah.
Can I share something? So you brought up the apocalypse, and this is something that I just thought about as a kid. I always wondered, and I think words mean something. So I looked into this a little bit, and I looked into it for 30 minutes, and it blew my mind. Can you share it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Did you send it? Sorry. Let me push. Let me find it. Where did you send it?
It's to present.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Let me take this off. Although that is a funny meme. Okay. Here we go. This is it.
So, four horsemen of
The
the
four
apocalypse.
horsemen.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows what they represent. Disease,
I can't
famine,
remember.
all that, right?
Mhm.
But I'm like, but why did they talk about the colors? God specifically brought up the colors, and it's going to happen where the sample. So white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the green horse. And the original Greek says green. You can read it, and it says pale. It's green. And I'm like, it has to mean something. So I just looked into it, right? Red, black, white, and green. So if you just look in that area, this is Jordan. Red, white, black, green. If you look over to Palestine, black, red, green. If you've been to Afghanistan,
Red,
same thing. Iraq.
Iraq, yeah.
What about Italy?
Kuwait? No, Italy has no black.
Yeah.
Okay. They do now.
Libya?
Wow.
That kind of paints the picture of Islam here.
And the UAE. Just thought it was odd.
Okay.
I actually don't
colors.
think it's odd. It makes sense. It makes sense where Islam stands, actually.
See, I think
and why
I would counter that and say, look at the fruits. Look at the fruits. I mean,
Fruit of the Loom underwear?
ISIS
Fruit of the Loom.
is just Mossad. ISIS is just Mossad. So if
that's where I'm getting at. I mean, it all interconnects to Talmudic Judaism, and it all interconnects. Islam is a fruition of Talmudic Judaism. The Talmud was established around 70 AD. Islam was established in the 7th century.
It's created by
an illiterate Bedouin who just goes off of what was told to him, because he obviously didn't know how to read. And most of the stories in the Quran that are butchered actually come from the Talmud, like folklore stories from the Talmud rather than the Torah. So I mean, it's all kind of correlating to where Talmud Judaism and Islam kind of meet each other.
Stealing. It's name stealing. It goes right back to the core in the beginnings.
And see, that's why
created by the Catholic Church.
That's why, and I grew up a Catholic. That's why I would rather say I'm done with all of that, because it brings in nothing but poison. And you can take the good parts, because there are good parts for sure. But it's like the Old Testament and all the rest of that, whatever. It's like none of that.
Well, the New Testament was the fulfillment of the Old, and you're looking at two death cults that are still reliving the Old Testament for its own fulfillment, because it doesn't accept the new covenant.
The problem is all of those, mostly I would say Protestant Christians, will take the old with the new, and they'll say that, you have to give your house away. It's 3,000 years ago, God said that this house was not yours, it was theirs, and that's total bullshit. I said, that's
19th century dispensationalism.
I'll
go with the 2,000 years teaching.
This one is hilarious.
Before Darby.
This nigga looks like he's about to float towards the scent of a freshly baked pie.
Freshly, the fresh scent of a baked kosher cock.
I will tell you, it is so crazy to me how far. And I will tell you, as soon as he didn't release the Epstein files, even
Bingo.
the older people that I knew said, "What is this about?" And I think they're still in some disarray. They still don't know how the world
Cognitive
is yet.
dissident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
But
know what?
other-
I hope we, the people, never forget that these things still have not been released. I hope we can just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Boy, and how about Kash Patel? We'll see you in Valhalla. There you go, going back to your paganism.
Right.
How about, where is he who is going to dismantle the FBI and build it back up? Talk about a corrupt institution from the beginning. From the very beginning, it's been a political, brown
FBI
shirt
exists.
organization.
Yep.
Can you
FBI
pull up
should
the? Can you go
Oh,
up the
yes.
window?
Andrew
I have
finally,
tab.
finally found it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It took me forever. I couldn't remember exactly who it was. I had to find it. List of wars involving Thailand, right? I just refreshed it. Let's go down to basically the very end. Hold on just a second.
Is it Thailand?
Thailand, yeah. Here it is. United States of America and Russia are on the supporting side against ISIS.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
ISIS. But ISIS, we all know ISIS is Mossad, and we
I'm
all know
just saying-
Russia. And all the governments of the world are in.
They were
tandem
fighting
with
each other in
other.
Ukraine, but they're supporting a mutual partner in Thailand. So
It's all
Yeah,
theater.
Isn't
It's
it?
all theater.
Yeah.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's all exactly. It's all about the money
Yeah.
and the way that Trump is using his little genius act apparatus. I mean, he's basically flipped the
I'll tell you
monetary system
This
of the
meme
world
is extremely hard.
on top.
You cannot find this meme anywhere in the wild. And I
It's
finally
something-
got it and saved it. I was like, I hadn't saved it before, and when I looked for it just to show somebody, can't find it in the wild.
It is
fun.
iceberg. Giggles. No, it's amazing that J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on that ship and he decided to cancel
And
at the very last minute.
And they even did apparently a big insurance scam with it too, because I don't know if that part's true, but it's some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well,
interesting to me
why,
is the media circus made of that particular ship going down, because there were a lot of stupid ship sinkings, right? Like where something dumb happened and a ship goes down just constantly. But for some reason, that one, it was because of the creator's brag, I think, that the media had to make an issue of it at the time. Right, like in a way, it was them pointing out that these crazy industrialists were part of a problem.
Yeah,
you do know why J.P. Morgan was in London at the
the
time.
original
right?
idea, and I
He was
think
meeting with the Rothschild.
like a bonus.
bonus.
Yeah, I think the insurance scam was the original idea.
Maybe
Because
but they wanted to kill off those guys
I
that were
think they're like,
opposed.
hey, we're doing this, or let's use the crisis to get.
I thought it was really mainly an engineering arrogance problem where they did half bulkheads rather than full bulkheads, and that was the whole reason the ship could flood.
That's the narrative. That is where Al Qaeda took down 9/11. It's like that's what it makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, that's the same damn thing.
It
The
is
bulkheads,
just what it is.
the bulkheads, yeah, it's all bullshit too. So
Listen. There's a reason why Al Qaeda in Arabic means the base,
yes.
the database.
Yep. Well, and if the Santa hat is a hate symbol, then you got a lot of explaining to do, right? It's bullshit. The ADLs.
I mean, I guess maybe Krampus wore one too.
Krampus? Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No,
He
he
wore a
didn't have a
Krampus
hat as well. He
It was
wasn't
a
like
Krampus
evil
hat, I'm
Santa.
sure.
No, he has horns. Can't wear a hat.
I always knew cheetahs like Cheetos.
For all my
Cowboy can wear a
comments
hat.
today, I'd just like to say that I love my government, and don't forget the USS Liberty, and don't forget the Epstein files. That's all I want to say.
Yep. How about this? Mexico has banned posting pictures of their president.
Yeah.
Is that Kafka? No, I'm just kidding.
That's pretty weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I
against the
wonder
law.
what the penalty is and how they enforce it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably instituted by the
I think it's
cartels.
I think it's bad. I think it's like 5 years or something. It was.
Yeah.
I remember being shocked at what it would be if you got convicted of it.
It's creepy. It is creepy. That whole situation is creepy.
Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew, you said you finally found something?
Oh yeah, I already put it up on the screen and everything.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you have it?
I think we should raise our glasses in deep sorrow for the U.S. prison system for its loss of not being able to retain, hold, and imprison Roger Ver for 109 years.
Ah, yeah.
Our poor prison system.
It wasn't even our prison system.
What are they going to do in that information control unit now?
Wasn't it the international?
Probably just keep somebody else in a permanent private hell where they go insane. They should really close those.
Something. Sam Hyde is funny. This is a
Sam Hyde is great.
Sam Hyde is just funny.
His interview with Nick was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I like his background, his studio warehouse vibe look, and
yeah, yep. Man, let's see here. What else we got?
Who's going to be the next person that's canceled?
Yeah. Are we doing that again? People are doing that again?
America.
Yeah.
I thought we realized that experiment was stupid, so we stopped.
Oh, I would, Zach. Do you think that they are going to canonize Charlie Kirk?
With the Catholics?
They won't.
Yeah.
I doubt
But he
it.
didn't convert before, so I don't think so.
First off, he has to. I think he has to be a Catholic. Secondly, I mean, I guess theoretically, if there's 3 miracles that occur, like there has to be 3 miracles.
Everyone was talking the way that the church were talking. I was like, they're going to try to do this, but he's dead. He can't do any miracles.
Yeah.
And then,
the miracles that are involved occur posthumously. So anything that occurs,
they said,
they can take away the canonization as well. What do you guys think of that?
Hold on, they said the bullet was stopped by his neck because there was no exit.
Yeah, 30-06 exploded.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Hold on, they said that his neck stopped it. It was a miracle because it would have went through and killed people behind him. So the miracle was that as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, yeah, they're going for that.
That's stupid.
I thought they were at first, then the miracle thing bothered me, and as soon as they started saying that, they even used the word miracle on national news.
They would. So here's the thing with that, and they would actually look at it, like the church would investigate it like really tightly, and they would look down and see like if the physics of were possible. If the physics were impossible, in fact, then they might actually shift on the Catholic official thing.
Yeah,
they are
They could. They
don't want them to do that because
it's a slow
even
process.
The Catholics will call out that
it's a super slow process.
Scientifically, that's not possible.
Yeah,
and
they
don't do that quickly.
And that it didn't happen. So, whatever.
I have a question. Are we winning because we can now say retard and gay and mean them in a derogatory sense? And or is that still hate speech? And
that's still hate.
We're in reprieve.
The problem is the mechanisms to clamp down on speech are still there.
Well, we're winning. We're winning because we know the end story. So we do know the end story.
I don't think we know
when that is.
I think that's BS.
We do not know.
I think that's part of the funnel that they run you into. That's why I think that the whole end times thing is made and custom made to capture you.
The thing that will happen is
I get you. I get you on that, and I think that has a lot to do with the personal interpretation of others and where the Protestant alignment goes and the growing dispensationalist act of the 19th and the early 20th century that led to the Schofield Bible. So like all of that's fake and gay.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is we don't know. We don't necessarily know when the end times is. Only God knows. So
Right.
I think that's the
Well, actually, there is one like right way out on the horizon, right? Not to be a dick about it, but it could be the heat death of the universe if we're especially
if that's even
sticky
true.
as a
Yeah,
species,
Like,
right?
we don't even know that's true.
Well, no, I mean that part does kind of like at least make thermodynamics sense, right? Like if we can point at a thing we can predict with what we have, right? Then there's an end.
I mean,
It's just
hard
an ugly
times
one where
create
entropy
me.
levels off.
The
I
world
create
will
good
be.
times.
Speaking of heat death, the world will be
Good times
destroyed by
create
fire.
you.
So I mean, that's
That's a good
plausible.
one.
Greg.
That's a great meme.
I love this
Well,
one.
and that's actually kind of true with entropy, right? Like because we burn up all the
Mhm.
usable
Funny.
energy.
All right, how much time we have? We have 16 minutes left, guys.
Shout out to Lisa. We miss you, Lisa.
Yep.
Yes.
We
Yes.
miss you, distant.
Yeah. Where's Dave? JD, I want to hear what Dave thinks about JD Vance's eyeliner. and does it qualify
permanent
him
now.
for
He looks
the goth vote? Maybe that's what he's doing there. I don't know. Or is it something Peter Thiel just
All right.
likes? Maybe Peter Thiel has asked him. It's like, look, I'll support you, but you have to, because I like the eyeliner on you. You have to
I'm
wear the
gonna make
eyeliner.
I'll make a prediction on this 10th of October 16th, 2025, that JD Vance will not win the 2028 election because the economy is going to start spiraling downward and he's going to be attached to Trump and a bad economy.
Do you think he's going to win the primary? So you think he's going to win the primary? I don't think he's going to win the primary.
I think it
He'll win
depends
the-
on how
he'll
fast
win the
Tesla
primary
puts
because
out
of
Optimus
Peter
Prime.
Oh,
Thiel.
I'd like to read.
I don't know. I don't know
From
about
from
that.
two Peter. First of all, I want you to know that in the last days men will laugh at the truth. They will follow, that's interesting. They will follow their own sinful desires. They will say, he promised to come again. Where is he? Since our early fathers died, everything is the same from the beginning of the world. But they want to forget that God spoke and the heavens were made long ago. The earth was made out of water and water was all around it. Long ago, the earth was covered with water and it was destroyed. But the heaven we see now and the earth we live on now have been kept by his word. They will be kept until they are to be destroyed by fire. They will be kept until the day men stand before God and sinners will be destroyed.
Okay, so I can take a bunch of words and say a fire, brimstone, and it'll happen, and this will happen, and that'll happen, and people will laugh, and people will be blah, 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 blah. And I can live in a desert, and you're going to believe it now, right? So I can live in a desert and write that down thousands of years ago, and all of a sudden, some European in America in the first world country is like, oh my God, they wrote this thousands. I can see it happening right now. And it's just like this whole thing where it's all BS.
Well, as a non-dispensationalist, I will say that means that I agree with Greg's analytics on the theory that there's probably a heat death in the future of the universe. So go on, Greg.
No, that's not what I'm about to throw in. I'm about to throw in the point that all of this is really Malthusian, that we're sitting here predicting the doom of humanity when humanity's record is to, out of left field, give us Norman Borlaug, right? Like, it's not going to be a direction we can predict from which humanity will pull itself back from the brink, but it will. And my prediction for this one right now is probably the major advances they're making in robotics that have been really quiet to people, right? Like, if you want to look at AI getting it wrong, look at LLMs. But if you want to look at AI doing it the smart way, look at robotics. Because it's all meant to be.
I will say,
online,
if you look at anything that the VCs are putting money in, it's bad.
No, the amount of productivity
I do agree with you about
everyone access to is gonna make us wealthier.
I agree with you about people that I'm positive, and I think all of this end world stuff is all BS, and it's intentionally set up as a trick to funnel us all into thinking, oh my God, that means this, and therefore, and everybody,
Malthusianism is designed to corral us into not helping people with starvation.
Our entire culture is centered on waiting for a fucking savior. That's the thing that I say about old world Europe versus modern day, that now we've all been convinced that, we have to wait for Jesus to come back, or we have to wait for Trump to save the world.
Not true.
And guess what? That shit's not happening.
But
Old world
that's
Europe
that's
didn't
not
have
true
that.
either, though. No, it did. Humanity's had that forever. Like think about it, like you just said, like the fact that this has been a dynamic. Everyone's always waiting for a savior for as long as humanity has existed.
That's not true,
right?
though. That isn't true. That is not true.
No, it is actually. A percentage of us are not like that. But that percentage
No.
has grown over centuries,
that
not gotten
the entire
smaller.
culture is now cooked into that. Prior, that was not a thing for Europeans to think. It's like, we just have to wait for Jupiter to come back and save us. It's like, no, Jupiter's not coming to save you. Fucking Thor's not coming to save you.
Well,
fucking
right.
None of those fucking gods give a shit about
the
you.
Norse
They
gods
just
were
exist. I'm telling you, that is not
right?
something that through all of human history we've been waiting for saviors. It's like, no, that is
humans. I bet you behave
a
like
goddamn
that,
Abrahamic
heroes in mythology. Then
that is an Abrahamic desert concept, which was, hey, the leader of all of our religions took his son and was going to fucking kill him because he thought God wanted him to, and God is like, wait a minute, I didn't really mean that.
So heroes in stories like Zeus.
Stupid. It is so backwards.
That's
the origin.
Abraham. Heracles was a hero.
I didn't get that killing your kid thing.
Heroes are good. Heroes are good, and heroes. But that's the thing.
But the affect of waiting for one is the same thing.
Yeah, heroes were just people who did shit. So
right, but the affect of waiting for one as opposed to becoming one is in fact the same dynamic. Is all I'm trying to say.
I thought it all started when Nickelback sang that song.
Oh, fucking Nick.
There was this guy in Turkey in the 1600s, and I got that pulled up if anyone wants to. And he was basically trying to come through as a Jewish version of Christ.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do now, right? That's what those fucking Texans with their goddamn red heifers,
1626 or something like that. His name was Zabadi Zevi.
This
Yeah.
is
So what about it?
Did you
That's
see
what needs to happen right there.
Trump ask for a pardon? The UN for a pardon for him?
Yeah, it's trash. Trump's a fucking
That's
traitor.
surprising.
Yeah.
Why would you
That's-
ask for a
Trump
pardon?
is
There
fucking
wasn't already known to be
owned.
something wrong.
And it's worse than just, okay, I used to think, okay, that he's he got 200 million from Adelsons and he got whatever else from whoever else, and they somehow approved him this time to be president. But the weirdest damn thing is when you realize he didn't release the Epstein files because of other things. So you're like, holy shit.
I want to know how Bush and Cheney are still walking around not with one of the sons.
Guys, I think we have a solution. Vlad the Impaler. I love it.
Slow and efficient.
And again, here you go. Fruits. Look at the fruits and understand the actual impact of a philosophy. Okay? You look at the fruits of that philosophy, and there you go. Okay? So this is a good meme here. This one's funny. It was funny. Anyway.
I know what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to go touch the wall.
Oh, yeah, we need to go ahead and go. Oh,
But
boy,
I'm
we have
gonna
8
go
minutes.
to
Let's go ahead and
I'm going
close
to go to
out.
San Antonio, and I'm going to touch the Alamo wall.
Yeah, if only it were there that they were going, right?
I thought it was Belgium and it was a wall of waffles in Brussels.
That's the Waffle House.
It's the Great Waffle House Wall.
Yeah, what happened to this guy? He didn't get the mic, did he?
What I want to know is like how that person gets away with using the song lyric version and they're they don't look like a black guy. Maybe better cancel it.
Oh, I say that word all the time on Twitter. You can get away with it now.
You're
right.
I know you can on X, but like still.
Without the hard R.
Aren't we having a controversy right now?
Oh no, I've said the hard R.
Chat.
Oh, okay. Really? On X?
Yeah. It just they destroy your reach. I will say that they put you in the dungeon.
So if you don't have any reach anyway, it doesn't matter, right? It's kind of like bad credit being the best guard against identity theft, right?
That's
right.
That's
really
really why.
Right. Like, fuck, I got a startup founder.
Is that Crowder in this meme?
I know. I
Crowder
think
in that meme?
it's her husband. What's his name? I don't know that. I don't know them. I don't follow that type of
I don't
bullshit.
either.
It's the soccer player, the football player, and
I
then
don't
her? Yeah,
the
no,
Spice
she's
Girl.
cool actually. Victoria Beckham, I like her.
Yeah, I don't know anything about those people. That's all like entertainment world bullshit.
There's a documentary on
We got 5.5 minutes
Hulu right now or something.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Wrap it up. Thanks, Andrew.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll go
Yeah.
first.
What's going on this week?
You check out, World Blockchain Roundtable. Next week's going to be another good show. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow, a little bit of a newer time. Let's see, is the Din Down meeting. Back.
Right on. Okay, Andrew.
I'll leave you all with a quote from Scott Hall. Hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Check us out tomorrow with Greg.
Rhyming. Awesome. Right on. See, can you top that, Zach?
Yeah, I can actually. I can. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Those who seek the Father must go through me, as Christ said, from John. But yeah, check us out tomorrow, Friday, for Friday's Weekly Legacy. We will be back 11 a.m. Greg returns as the guest this time. Also, don't forget to check us out every Wednesday at 11:30 to noon-ish right now, because that is our Silver Linings program where Greg isn't a guest. He's actually part of the panel.
Whoa. So, right on. Right on. Yeah. Sean.
Usual, check me out on social medias and all that. Should be doing a show this week. And also, check out, what the hell's that noise?
I don't know. Somebody's got a shaker.
Zach being an asshole.
Check out our Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. They call it X Spaces. I don't know.
We
have one for Meme Asylum tomorrow. Joe's gonna be on, me and Gifts. So we'll be talking about Meme Asylum.
Right. Nice. On. Greg.
Okay. Well, tomorrow we'll be talking Law Zero. We're going to try to home in on some of the sort of the final points of it, and I guess I just want to close by saying that like the hero waiting, the God waiting mindset that I mentioned earlier, that's not a thing that you can do if you want this to work, right?
Yep.
If we want to win, then the person you're waiting for is you.
Yep.
You can literally go out and find the tools to change what you're doing right now and to change the way the world works for yourself and for those around you. If you do that, then you're going to be cool, and everything is actually going to be okay. So don't wait around for somebody to save you. Just go do it.
Yep. You have to be part of it.
And that's what God wants you to do.
Yes.
That's an effect of complex PTSD, by the way.
Right on. Okay.
Joe, what's up with you, Joe?
Okay, so I will say, check out Meme Asylum Experiment. What Sean was talking about. We're gonna have an X spaces, a space on X. However you say it properly. Tomorrow at, I think it's noon Central. Is that right, Sean? I think it's noon Central.
Yeah.
And we're gonna walk through the white paper. We're gonna talk about how this thing works. It's crazy, and it's going to be fun, and it's essentially a game, but it's kind of a game of economics and tokenomics and memes, and it will be crazy, and it will be fun, and we'll talk the whole way through it and some of the strategies and some of the things that we know about it. Essentially unruggable meme coins, so it should be something very different for a lot of people, and hopefully it'll be a more approachable, fun thing to do where you'll get a community that won't just go away in 3 days, right?
Good.
So that'll be fun. Also, Dracaria we just finished the third cycle, the third season, and we sold twice. We sold more than twice as many as last season. This is the first season that didn't sell out, which I kind of like because we get to see the algorithm work, and the supply algorithm now is set. And so far, there's been $0 marketing spend. We've spent no money marketing that, just to see how the organic rollout would be. We might start marketing it this next season, which is the last season of the first age fighter season. And the next, we're going to release the marketplace, hopefully in the next week or two. And soon thereafter, I guess in the second age begins right before Thanksgiving. And
30 seconds.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. I will see you all later. Check out Dracaria.com. I ran out of time. Sorry, guys. Thanks a bunch. I'm just going to end it straight because I don't think we have anything that I can run for less than 30.